Hey everybody, it's Smashing Game Time. We are three brothers who go back through the catalogs of yesteryear. Today we are doing 2010 Q4, finishing up 2010. I am your gracious host, Nick. Caddy corner bottom to me is Jakey Boy Kaufman, aka Jacob Kaufman, aka Jake Kaufman, but call him Jacob. Jake, how you doing? Jacob, how you doing?
You're bothering me with the whole caddy corner shit. Knock it off.
People in your neck of the woods say kitty corner. I'm sorry.
They do not. They do not. If anything, they say anyways, and that pisses me off
Anyways, I says to him, and then to my, I think it's my left, to my left on the screen is Joshy Boy Kaufman. I'm sorry, it's I'm Josh saying, or depending on where he is I am Josh saying. It's Joshua Kaufman.
Are you joshing with me?
Oh God, no, don't.
That's right. I deflected it. I deflected it back.
Please don't. No.
When you started.
No. So like I said today, we're doing 2010 Q4. We also have a speed cap later on. Josh will be doing StarCraft II, Wings of Liberty. That'll be fun because I read that synopsis and made the thing today, and I was like, this is gross.
Spoiler alert, I don't know anything.
Oh boy. Josh will have 5 minutes to go through that. Before we get into things real quick though, if you haven't already, like and leave us a review. You can find us wherever you find podcasts. Again, we are a Trident Network podcast. Great family of shows. Check them out. Some links in the show notes for you guys. And yeah, rate and review us. Nice things. You can leave 5 stars. If you leave 4, I'll just think you made a mistake and went 5. What's everybody been up to this week? If less than 5, get the fuck out.
Yeah, what's up?
I said, what's everybody been up to today? Or this week?
I mean, I'm off on Mondays this week. Starting a new job, so going from out processing to in processing same time. I'm also studying for becoming a staff sergeant, so there's that. Just game stuff, you know. Busy guy, man. I'm a busy boy.
Staff Sergeant Daddy.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird being called staff sergeant.
I'm not gonna. Oh, because you hate staffs in Brawlhalla.
What?
You hate staffs in Brawlhalla.
I don't hate staffs.
So someone will call you
a weapon.
Someone will call you a staff sergeant or spears.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Spears
No,
and staffs are like the same
spears.
thing.
Spears.
I
Spears
love
and
spear.
Your brother.
they're
Yeah.
the same thing.
He literally has a
Nah.
picture of like his character with a spear, Nick.
Yeah, I
He's
love
always,
spears.
or is it long swords you hate?
I hate swords. I hate gauntlets right now. They're a pain in my ass.
Sorry. I'm sorry that I don't know you. I'm sorry I don't know Brawlhalla as good as I used to.
This is why I'm leaving.
This is why he's leaving the podcast. Officially right now, Jake is leaving. Josh, what have you been up to this week?
Dude, I haven't been up to anything. Honestly, I've been Googling all over the Steam sale. Oh man, I mean, I've obviously bought a Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
How much?
I
was
wanted
it?
for PS5 and I wanted for the PC.
I've been good. Like I looked at everything while I was on vacation. I just popped it up on my phone. But I'm just of the mind where it's like, I'm not gonna play any of these. I'm not buying any of this.
I don't have to buy any of it because Josh and I game share.
I hate you guys so much.
I mean, I don't have to game share it, Jake. It was just by pure coincidence at one point he asked to borrow a game, and I shared and never took it back, Nick. So you can always take it from him.
No, don't do that. So every time Josh gets a new game, I see it pop up on the bottom of my screen all the time. Like, oh, what do you get now?
Jake's like sitting there watching something he's not supposed to be watching, and it pops up.
Man,
Josh just bought a game.
Jake's been getting all the reviews. Oh God.
I haven't like touched
No,
any of
they-
these games. The last game I touched was I think Resident Evil 3
The remake or the original?
remake.
They removed the original, which I hate because I would have bought that too.
Original's better.
I agree 100%. You have to argue with that one.
So I've been busy, so I haven't really played any games this week. I was in Los Angeles, and so my flight out there, I watched the new Resident Evil movie, Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City.
Oh, you haven't seen that yet, dude. It's a shit show.
Bad, guys. It's so bad.
It is bad.
So there's one. So first of all, there's like a trucker, and he's very just your stereotypical trucker. What are you going to Raccoon City for? Better you than me, sister. He's creepy. He's eating a burger like a fat slob. It's just gross. And then Leon Kennedy's like the punching bag in the movie, and one of the cops comes up to him and is like, Leon S. Kennedy, what's the S stand for, stupid? And it's one of those lines that's so bad that it like circles around that you just start laughing at it. And the other thing
You
is,
haven't seen it yet?
huh?
And we'll get at Josh's reaction. Have you not seen it yet, Josh?
No, I've been avoiding it for this said reason. Like, who in the right mind went, like, to the like heads up and said, "Here's our movie," and they're like,
No.
"Fucking heart, fucking go theaters now. We'll make billions."
First off, the person that they casted for Leon, that's more of a Carlos right there.
I mean, the casting is just terrible.
You know what? I'm going to stop you right there. I think the casting's really good. The cast just doesn't have much to work with. The guy who plays Chief Ironside did his homework. Like he remember the dad from Grounded for Life?
Yeah,
Fucking killed it. I forget his name all the time. He's a great actor.
He's playing Chief Irons.
Yeah, Chief Irons. I always call him Ironside. Chief Irons, and he does it really good. But they just kind of throw him away later on. And there's a lot of
3 games into one movie. It's kind of
there's a lot of people saying people's full names throughout the script. Like 30 minutes. Chief Irons.
Like instead of yelling Claire, you hear Claire Redfield.
Chris Redfield. Claire Redfield. Okay. And then Claire's like a rebel, which yeah, you get it. But then Chris is like a bootlicker who's in love with his town.
Yeah, he's wasn't he like drunk or whatever?
He was drunk, but there's also like William Birkins ran the orphanage that him and Claire were grown up in, and he kind of sees him as like his hero. But then you never see them interact again after childhood until the end when like Birkins is all transformed. And they try to sell it because Birkin's like, yo, fucking bootlicker, you're an orphan. I never gave a shit about you. And you're like, what the fuck? There needed to be like 20 minutes between this. And it's only a 90-minute movie, so it's over like that. That's the good thing about it.
It's only 90 minutes?
It's only 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's not that long.
That just sounds like a 90-minute shit show. Like, it's like literally a fire, and you have one person with like a rusty bucket that has holes in it, try to dump it into water and throw the water onto the fire. But it's actually gasoline.
It was so bad. And then freaking Birkin's last form looks like a freaking Ninja Turtle villain in one of those 90s movies. Which
you guys are gonna make me watch it.
It was all CGI. It was all CGI. And I was thinking about like what could they have done to make Birkin's look better? And Stranger Things did this in season 3. That whenever the rats convulsed into like little blood piles, they were half practical effect, half CGI. That's what they could have done. It would have been so much better. Oh, don't even like some of the mansion stuff's cool. Like the first zombie reveal, and then people being swarmed by zombies is fine. But once they get into the mansion, there's only 4 people. So really, and it's Jill, Chris, Wesker, and one other character, and that other character is the only one that gets eaten. And if there was like a whole team of stars there and the whole movie took place in the mansion, that'd be fine. But they do the half the mansion, half the city. And in the city, they kind of want to play on the themes of, hey, corporations will come in, make things look like they're hunky-dory, and then drain the city of all of its life. Which I thought that could have been something really interesting. But since they were balancing the two, makes no sense. And then they destroy Raccoon City at the end, and they flash the title card, Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. And in your head, you're just like, but the city's fucking gone. It's gone.
I mean,
you guys have baffled me at this point. I don't even want to talk about games right now. I'm more worried about this.
It's gone.
You literally have an infinite amount of source material to just research and have a better This is why I hate people who don't like. Okay, so like these IPs, The Witcher, Halo, Resident Evil. So like The Witcher is like the closest thing we're gonna get to like at least they're doing homework and doing.
Time out on the field. How the fuck have we seen Master Chief's butt, but not The Witcher's butt?
I
thought there was this. Well,
I don't think we see Henry Cavill's butt. I don't think we see it.
Okay, well, I mean, after Thor comes out, let's face it, we're going to see asses left and right.
Man ass is on the menu. Summer blockbusters, here we come.
Dude, although 2022 is male ass year.
Although I want to start screaming double standards at that point. But anyway, I digress.
I like male butt.
I know, but I'm saying, like, so why can we show that, but we can't show female butt? What's the difference at that point?
I think there's more female butt out
And
there.
I'm not saying this to be a creep. I'm saying that as a, if you're gonna show male butt, what's wrong with showing female? It's the exact same. Like literally, if you were to just show straight ass, straight ass, and you had like it was just lineups, and you had to like figure out was it male or female.
Just
Could you
just show
100%
ass. Ass is ass at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, the two examples I can think of is King of the Hill back in the 90s when Hank and Peggy are barbecuing naked. And you see Hank's ass, but they cover up Peggy's. It's like, fine, I don't want to see Peggy's ass anyway. And then Naked and Afraid, they get you see man crack all the time, but I mean, and they cover lady crack, but I mean, it's because the angles, like if you hit the wrong angle, you're getting everything on both ends. So they're just like, you get a little bit of man crack because we can tell when it's balls and when it's butt crack. But when it's ladies, it's like, we don't know where it starts and ends. We don't really know the female body because we're all a bunch of male producers. Cover it all. Cover it all. We don't know.
You get a blur. You get a blur.
You get a blur.
Not so
you get
much.
a blur. You all get a blur.
Back on Resident Evil though, have you guys watched that little trailer that Netflix has?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, apparently Netflix is coming out with their own Resident Evil shit. And it's also criticized by everybody.
Oh, again, you can't. So gamers are like the hardest people to make happy. So you can't really count on like what they're saying.
Yep.
So here's my point though: is you have tons of resources, and you already have feedback from gamers who are saying literally, if you stick to it, and were to put it in a movie format, it still would be good. It would be good. You'd at least have at least one portion. Like, yeah, you're not gonna make everybody happy, but you come out with this weak crap. Like, let's face it. As of right now, 20% of your sales are going to be the immediate. They want to go see it no matter what. Like, it's a new movie out. I'm going to go watch it. Right. Add in another 20% on top of that. That's people who are actually wanting to like. Hey, I've heard about this. I've been reading up on it. I've done my research. I want to watch it now. Okay, great. You got that. And then you have the extra 10% from there of someone's being dragged along to go watch it. Literally, it's 50% right there alone.
It can't. Okay, so here's the issue. They want to make it a straight up zombie movie, and George A. Romero used to like criticize zombie movies, he criticized The Walking Dead a lot. So his criticism of The Walking Dead before he passed was, what do the zombies stand for? Because if you look back at like Dawn of the Dead, zombies stood for consumerism. If you look at anything with zombies in it, you can sit there and kind of pick it apart and kind of have an idea what the zombies stand for. In this new Resident Evil movie, they tried to make it where the zombies represent the life being sucked out of a town by a corporation with like tax cuts or whatever. Like oh, hey, Umbrella, we want you. Come on in. And then they come on in, suck everybody dry. Cool. But then the characters aren't doing anything interesting because you want those characters to relate back to that somehow. And they tried it with Chris and Claire, but they were just so spread thin that it's like you don't care. Like there's no relationship between these characters. Chris and Claire don't see each other. They see each other in the beginning for a minute. They have a quick conversation, and then they don't see each other until they're back on the train, basically. And that's the relationship you're supposed to care about. And then there's some shit with Wesker, like needing to collect a part. So Wesker's not really evil, but he's kind of working with the evil guys. They were juggling fucking piles of shit. They were juggling piles of shit, and the shit was falling apart as they were juggling it. It's like, I don't care about these characters. They're just like, it was really just nothing but Easter eggs. Like a lady writes "itchy tasty" on a window with her blood.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Itchy tasty.
That was the
itchy
dumbest
tasty.
thing. Or like the kid hiding underneath the table. He's like, "Nope, not moving."
And yeah, he didn't. Yeah, it was so dumb. Like some of the blocking was dumb, but all I gotta say is Resident Evil Raccoon City was not itchy. It was more itchy and less tasty.
And you guys wanted to watch that. You guys were like, we should go see that movie theater. So I'm like,
Josh, you watch it. We can do like a whole like view along episode. We can all put it on a screen. We can't like have it on the screen as we're watching, like, but we can watch it and
it's
just
only
do
on
a commentary.
Stars, right?
I don't
know what
if
it's on. I watched it on the
watch
plane.
It's Stars. I'll probably just watch it my own way if you catch my drift.
Yeah, and then I watched the first hour of Dune. It's okay. I gotta finish it.
Dune.
Dune. It was good. It's slow, but I liked where it was going with everything. You guys ready to get into 2010 Q4?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Q4. Here we go. That's the energy. So October 5th, NBA 2K11 came out. This was the first NBA to feature Michael Jordan. Well, they had him on the cover. One of the big features of it was they had the Jordan mode where you replayed 10 of Michael's like greatest moments in the game, and you had little achievements to tick off in each game. Really cool. Like, I think they had the flu game on there. I played the hell out of this game. I played the hell out of the career mode. It had some technical issues, but also let me say, this is one of the best sport games soundtracks of all time.
Well, what about Tony Hawk?
Tony Hawk is really good, but I think this is one that sticks in my mind. I've got the list up. Let me read off this list to you.
I have the list too.
Oh, you also have the list. Okay.
Yeah, I
so
have all the lists.
We've got Snoop Dogg doing the NBA 2K theme. That was really good. I'm just gonna read off the rest of these names. You got Big Boy. You got Early Drake, Cassidy, Ron Artest, Meta World Peace. For those who don't know,
champion.
See here. You've got the Alan Parsons Project, Art vs. Science. It's a really good one. Big Rock Candy Mountain, the Brunettes, the Chickaronis. I think this is how that pronounced. Children Collide, the Constellations with Asher Roth. Asher Roth's a name I haven't heard in a minute. Dan Black and Kid Cudi with Symphonies, which is like the best song on that soundtrack.
I forgot about that song.
Give me a symphony. Oh shoot, that's one of the Gasol brothers. Failsafe, Hogney, Kids in Space, Middlemen, Rocka, Aloe Black. Oh my god, I didn't realize Aloe Black was on this. Redland, the Russian Futurist, Sunny Bones, Two Door Cinema Club, Young Automatic, and Beirut Productions, and Dux Jones. It slaps. You can find it on Spotify. You can find it on the YouTubes. Go check it out. Take my word for it. There was some... the post game was really good in this one. You've got, as you can see, if you're watching on video, they had the broadcast camera. You could also change it to the 2K camera, which everybody does. I don't know anybody that plays 2K like this. I don't know any monsters that play it like this. Do you guys?
Monsters.
No, I don't think this has been really used since NBA Jam.
Yeah, I think the NBA Jam's the only one where I'm like, this camera's okay. It's cool, like when you start it up and you want to see how real it looks on the TV. Otherwise, meh. Let's see. This game also introduced some early, some legendary teams. So like the 85-86 Celtics, the 97-98 Jazz, of course, the old Bulls teams. Plenty of those, 91-92 Portland Trailblazers, just plenty of those, and they made for a lot of fun. Just because, basketball is one of those sports where people are like, oh, the 91 Bulls could take out the 2016 Warriors, and so gave you an opportunity to do that. It was just a well-packaged game, $60, well worth it. I'd say the best, if not one of the best NBA 2K basketball games.
Yeah.
You guys have anything to say about basketball? You guys are very quiet.
I've just never been a sports player, and I say it because literally, to me at least, I mean, I agree that of all the NBA games, I enjoyed this one the most. But it's a sports game. You're paying $60 every year for the same crap. They just removed one feature, and added 2 more.
I hear that. I hear you. You are heard, and they're gonna keep doing it because they can get away with it.
Yep.
Until someone else can beat them.
Microtransactions.
I remember the owner mode I would play as the Clippers, and this was I think Blake Griffin, one of his first years, and I would make some trades and get, who was it? I would get, what's his name? Paul Pierce from Indiana, and then I think Kawhi was in this by then, Kawhi Leonard, and he was cheap. He was so cheap. You could get him so easily. I think I would trade Chauncey Billups and some other bench player. Wow, this is a solid association team.
Paul Pierce was Boston.
Not Paul Pierce, I'm sorry.
Paul George.
Paul George, there we go. You right. Thank you for calling me on my shit. Anything else on basketball, gentlemen?
No.
They're playing basketball.
Standard, man. Yeah.
Sing it, Josh.
They're playing basketball.
Oh, we're going to get striked, man.
The basketball. Yeah, okay, I'm done.
All right. October 9th, Fallout New Vegas. The last great Fallout that we got, right?
Never
Yeah,
played
I would
it,
agree.
actually.
Honestly, you're missing out. I can't believe I'm saying this. This is by far like, so you take Fallout 3 and you think, man, that was already a solid game with great DLC. And then you get Vegas and you're like, your mind is blown just how much better it is. It's literally they polished Fallout 3 with better content, better story, and you're like, what? And you're surprised at how short of a game it is actually.
This one, the thing that stands out to me the most, so this is Fallout. If you listen to previous episodes, Fallout 3 was they made it a first-person shooter. You could play it in third person. I don't know why you would. You had the VAT system that let you aim. The thing that's very different about this one compared to other Fallouts, you didn't start in a vault, so it wasn't a very slow start. I think that's an issue with the Fallout games, is that compared to the Elder Scroll games and anything else Bethesda is doing, like you gotta go through the vault, and it takes forever.
Actually, it's not just a vault either. It's if you look at all the Elder Scrolls, it's dungeons or
Oblivion is a nightmare. But you know what? Skyrim wasn't like that. Skyrim was you were getting ready to get murdered, and then the dragon saves you. So yeah, I misspoke, but I didn't mean Wake up! I hate that meme so much.
I love it.
We have to start an episode like that.
Just fade. Hey, wake up.
So yeah, this one you start out shot in a desert, you get saved, some guy brings you into the shack, you go through the whole character creation, give yourself kind of a side backstory, and then you're in the desert. You're out in the Mojave Desert. It's New Vegas, baby. This one brought back a lot of the faction stuff from earlier Fallouts. So you have I forget what the factions are in this, but the DLC was also great on this. You could play roulette and poker in New Vegas if I'm remembering correctly. And then the companions, there was what was it? The king or whatever the dog was called. It was like an Elvis dog, but it was half robotic, half dog.
Yep.
And then I'll always remember Deathclaw Valley in this game because it was the first area I'd explored. Because when you start out, you're supposed to go south. Like that's like the path that like is really recommended because it's the safest. But if you go north, you end up in Deathclaw Valley, and you are fucked.
They also introduced hardcore mode for the first time with New Vegas.
I forgot about that.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, there was something with the bullets for that one, right?
Okay, so with that one, it was all healing items, including food and water, didn't heal the player instantly. It had to be used, over a short period of time. Right-aways took longer to decrease radiation poisoning. Stim packs can no longer heal crippled limbs. Trying to think what else there was. So you either had to have a doctor's bag to do it, you have to sleep in a bed or everything to heal, and then it doesn't get really descriptive after that, and I forget. But I think you're right. There is something with the bullets that was different.
I think each bullet accounts for some weight because I think in the regular game they're basically weightless.
Exactly. I think I remember watching a video about that.
And your companions can actually be killed rather than be knocking unconscious.
Oh fuck that! Yeah. I'm never going to play this again because of that.
I actually think with that mode, you don't autosave. I think you have to manually save.
Okay. I mean, it's still rough either way.
Another great thing about this game, too, is if you ever watch, like, somebody who makes, like, mods or content, it's always for this game. There's actually somebody or a group of people made a mod that is essentially multiplayer. So think, like, Fallout 76, but for New Vegas and better.
That'd be fun.
And you can fly helicopters.
And VATs are turned off for that, of course, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So so this is Obsidian. Obsidian did this one. This wasn't Bethesda. And people are saying like there are rumors afloat that Obsidian and Bethesda, now that they're both owned by Microsoft Daddy, or like there's like talks of like, hey, we should get back together. You remember when we used to fuck back in the day? Let's fuck again. Now they're fucking with each other. Thanks, Microsoft Daddy. I liked it. I have it on PC. You know what? This probably runs on Windows better than Fallout 3 does because you have to have a whole ass mod that somebody put together. I've never heard that for this one.
No, I think with this one it works no matter what.
Obsidian's like, so for those who don't know, Obsidian made old PC RPGs. Obsidian's like, no. This is our shit. We got this. You guys are doing a space game, and Oblivion. Yeah, we got this shit. Fuck off. This is our bread and butter. Anything else on Fallout?
So didn't they announce the next Fallout yet?
They said that it's the next thing in line once the Elder Scrolls is done, the newest Elder Scrolls.
So we're looking at about probably like 10 years. 10 years from now.
Yeah. Where do you guys think it's gonna be at, like location-wise?
I'd
I'm trying to
argue.
think.
So let's see. Have they said where? Not that it would affect it, but have they said where Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be?
I'm sure they have. I just don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah.
So my thought would be that Bethesda's finally just like, fuck it, let's go back to California like the first two were.
I kind of hope they go to Texas.
I can see him do like someplace around the Alamo or something.
I don't know enough about Fallout lore. I know that in Fallout 3, so Fallout 3 is in DC, and there's mention a lot about Boston in that one, and then Fallout 4 was in, well, the Commonwealth, Boston, mainly that Boston area. Was there anywhere in Fallout 4 that was mentioned a lot that wasn't in the game?
Not that I can think of.
And then 76 was in West Virginia. So I could see them going somewhere weird. If they don't do California, or if they don't do a western state, I could see them doing something in the south like Texas, like you said. Or I could see them doing Tennessee. Tennessee's kind of mountainous, so it'd be very similar to West Virginia. I think it would land-wise, it would be very different from the mountainous, from the old cobblestone. I think it'd be something on the newer side. So I think Texas could be it, but then also you run the risk of feeling a little like New Vegas.
Well, that's what I figured. They want to go back to something that's of that same palette, I would say. Like, and at the same time, you want it to be like new and fresh. You want to revitalize the game, because let's face it, Skyrim got awards up the ass and got replayed up the ass. I mean, they literally have been on every console since it's been released.
11
console.
11 years running. It's still, you know what? Florida, just because it gives you a bunch of different wildlife. It gives you the glades. They went to Maryland in one of the Fallout 3 DLCs, and it was very swampy. So I could see them wanting to do more swampy stuff.
Okay.
I could see that.
What about Mississippi?
Mississippi's boring. It's just
it would be all swamp.
it's a little swamp. It's like suburbs, and then it's all racism.
That's thinking like monuments. It'd be cool if they're in St. Louis.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? Resistance 3 did St. Louis.
Yeah.
But I'd be down for another game. Do it. October 20th, a game close to my heart. Super Meat Boy came out. Guys, I can't explain to you how much I love Super Meat Boy. I also can't explain to you how long it took me to realize SMB was a kind of an homage to Mario. So for those who don't know, this is like a speedrunning game. You play levels, you run through them, like you can die brutally. You're there to save your girlfriend. You move very fast. Each area starts with like a cutscene from like an older game. So like there's a Pokemon one, there's a Castlevania one. I think there's a Mario one. The main bad guy is Mr. Fetus. How timely of us with everything going on in the world to have Dr. Fetus here. I called him Mr. earlier. I'm sorry. Your PhD was not for nothing, Dr. Fetus. This was a fun game. This was also on that documentary. What's it called? Oh, Indie Game, the documentary. So these guys had a really hard time getting this game made. I think they were getting jacked around by Microsoft with the deal that they had. And then I think the development was just hell on them. But I think their story was the best out of them all. Because so you had Braid, you had this, and then you had Fez in there. And those guys just... I think these guys also had an issue with the guy who made the music. They had a run-in, and shit was nasty. This game is frustrating. If you're watching this, you die over and over again. And it gets to a point where you're like, oh, this is on me. I fucked this up. So it's just a very, very time-based, so fast-moving. Play it with a controller. Don't play with a mouse and keyboard. They did a sequel this past year. It's bad. Don't play it. It's a Go game. It's a Go game 5 years after Go games were big. So like Mario Go, all that, like Meat Boy moves on his own. Meat Boy has a punching move, and it's
Oh,
bad.
yeah,
It's
that's
bad. Don't
dumb.
play it. I want to support them. I really do, but I cannot play a Go game, and I don't have the patience for it. Let's see if this guy. Yes, he got the key finally. Yeah. I was surprised this is not a Summer of Arcade game.
I was too. I'm actually more surprised, and I'm gonna backtrack real quick. Nick just blew my mind by making that Super Mario Brothers reference. I wasn't even thinking about that, and you said I was just like, "What?"
Yeah, there's so many callbacks to older games like this. This is very, and there are other characters in it that have different jumps. There's this isn't one of those games that Shovel Knight got thrown into, but there are plenty of other indie like what was the Adobe Wave games or whatever Adobe Flash games. Plenty of characters from those made it in. I can't name any of them because they're all so obscure. I know the Alien Hominid made it in from Behemoth Games, and I think that's the only one I can name. But I love it. It's a good game. It's a fun little thing to shut your brain off and just go play.
And there's a shit ton of levels. It's like over 300, right?
Yeah, because you play every level, and then there's a dark version of every level. There's 5 worlds. I think like a few secret worlds. It's fucking tough. And then there's like band-aids that you can collect. There's warp zones that also have dark worlds too. It's crazy how much game there is. And it was only like 15 or 20 bucks.
Yeah.
That was a good
all in
song.
all in all, it was a good game. I enjoyed it.
Anything on this, Jake?
I got nothing, man. Just meat wad, dude.
Man, Meatwad. I wish I could sing that whole song right now. I don't remember it though. All right, so up next, October 26th, Fable 3, the last Fable game, I think ever, right? Well, they did that. They did that scroller,
They did that. Yeah.
but nobody liked that. So this feels like very early. It feels a lot like Fable DOS. But then, so your brother's the king. You are not. You eventually take your brother out, and then you're king, and you have to make these decisions that determine how your kingdom fares. I think there's like an incoming attack. This is depressing. This was the last true Fable game from Lionhead Studios. I think Lionhead got shut down in 2014, 2015. I graduated college by then, so
2016.
26. Okay, so yeah, I was out of college. Lionhead was dead. Hold on. Sir. News from Lionhead. Their plane was shot down over the Pacific. There were no survivors.
Oh,
It sucks. It sucks. Fable's in the hands of Turn 10 now, who do the who do the Forza Horizon games. You know what? I think they'll pull it off. I don't know if they'll pull the humor off because Fable's very, very UK centric humor. Very, what's that? Monty Python humor.
What's that? There's one survivor. It's the script writer. Oh my God. Oh man, that was. Whew. It's saved. We're good.
What's that boy? Lionhead fell in a well and hit their head, and then we knew for him. Sorry, bud. It sucks. But I think a lot of that team landed on their feet somewhere. I hope so.
They almost had to. I think the only reason they closed. I can't remember what was exactly.
It's Microsoft. Microsoft just like
was it Microsoft saying, well, you guys haven't brought in the money like you promised. So bye.
Well, because they were working. So they did that on the Rails one for Connect. Spoiler: it was a stinker. And then they were working when 1v3s or 1v everyone's were a thing. They were working on Fable Legends, which looked great. Every time I saw a demo for it, was great. And then they canceled that and Scalebound like in the same month. And then like the writing was on the wall because like a few weeks later, for those who couldn't see, I just drug my finger across my throat.
Sounds like a regular Monday night.
The only thing that gives me peace of mind though is Phil Spencer admitting like, hey, maybe them working on the Connect game and everything else that they were working on at the time of their failure was our fault.
Yeah, since then Microsoft's been like, hey, we fucked up, guys. We really fucked up.
And that's big. Honestly, that's big for a huge company like them to come back around and be like, yeah, we fucked up.
Guys, we're sorry.
We're sorry for that.
they turn around.
Have they made up for it? No, they have not made up for it. I mean,
we're sorry. Yeah,
but compared to all the other ones, they at least will sit there and be like, "Yeah, we really did fuck that up.
It's weird
we should have done
because
better."
it's weird because they shut her down, and then they just went on a buying frenzy, which included Obsidian and some other companies, and it was just like, why couldn't you guys do this with Lionhead? Like, why couldn't you put some money into them instead? You go and buy all these other guys, and now here we are in 2022, and the Xbox release window is still like your first party releases are just like.
Well, I'm trying to think. So since Xbox Series S and X is released, we've gotten Halo.
There's Josh's mic isn't broken. There's nothing else.
I almost said Forza. I'm like, no, that's on all consoles, isn't it?
Forza's coming. No, Forza's not all consoles, but Forza is coming out. Forza looks pretty. I'm surprised we haven't heard anything about what the Coalition is doing. I'm surprised. We're aware Fable's coming. All we've seen is the trailer with the word Fable on it. And then Obsidian's working on something. Their other stuff are the Bethesda games, Redfall and what's the space one I keep forgetting the name of? Starfield, which both got pushed back to next year. So it's just like, thank goodness Game Pass is like doing numbers for them. Otherwise, like people be staring at their Xbox like poking it with a stick, like, hey, you do something.
There's only so much you can do with Game Pass though. There's nothing like
do something.
Like, look at Sony. Like, yeah, Sony's doesn't have Game Pass, but they're also working on that. And at the same time, their first-party releases have been phenomenal.
But their what is it? PlayStation like Plus Premium. Yeah. It's booty and it's confusing.
Oh, it is.
It's confusing as hell. And like PS3 games are like your golden gooses apparently because they fucked up with PS3 just because they have such a hard time making them available to anyone post PS3. And like they make you pay a little extra. Like, hey, you want a PS3 game that we can't run anywhere else? Give us an extra 20.
Yeah,
come on, bud. We know you got the money. You bought a PS5. You rich fuck.
I mean, that's only if you got the disc version. The discless was cheaper.
I mean, so Microsoft is just going to keep throwing money at companies like, hey, we don't have shit. What indie game is coming out?
They got that Bill Gates money. They can fucking sit. I mean, literally, it's the Daniel Tosh equivalent of throw $1 million at somebody to pick up his shit off the stage. Like, am I really about to do this?
Am I really about to pick this shit up? But they'll throw like, people like Vampire Survivor. Oh, Silk Song hasn't had a release date announced yet. They're just gonna keep doing it.
They did make that deal recently with Riot.
And the Riot, oh my god, the Riot thing. I'm surprised people have not been on about that. Like that is big news. That is going to drive the numbers.
I wonder if it's just like they weren't waiting to see what happens exactly with it. Because let's face it, like you can port it over all you want, but is it going to be just as good?
Because I'll tell you what's going to happen. Some dumbass parent, some kids can be like, Mom, I want this Riot game. I want Valorant. I want Valorant skins of this character. And the parents go, all right, let me fucking go find. It's on Game Pass. I'm buying you Game Pass so you can leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to go down. We were done with Fable a long time ago, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, like, Riot, they've been doing great. With all the games on their platform, like, it's amazing how, like, they're just taking every character from their games and just making
reusing them?
Reusing them or even adding different characters and just like making it its own thing because they have a fighting game coming out, they have a shooter already, they have a MOBA, they have a auto chess, they have a card game.
All their shows have been great so far too.
Yeah,
Players is amazing. If you guys haven't seen Players on Paramount Plus, go watch it. First 5 episodes are out. I watched the 5th one in the airport. It is so good. It's so good. You guys know The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary that came out a few years ago? Yeah. It's Silicon Valley meets that.
Oh, okay.
All right. Finishing up 2010, it's all about the numbers. November 9th, Call of Duty Black Ops. This was a
fantastic story.
This was the black... Oh, God. Sorry. It's flashing. I didn't want you guys to get your face flashed like I did. Oh, my God. Sorry. Yeah, see, it flashed so hard it made me hit the wrong button. So this is... Treyarch. This is Treyarch. This is probably Treyarch's first like big game because World at War was a miss. Oh, I'm sorry if anyone is sensitive.
Oh no, they did Big Red 1. Big Red 1 was pretty big, and
Yeah,
then they
but
also did Call of
Big Red
Duty
1
3.
was like the first stab at making a console call. This was like it was like, Ray, we're gonna give you this fucking Mister. You guys like Lost? Here's a Call of Duty with Lost in it. Oh, you guys like that zombies mode we did? Fuck you, we got an even better version of zombies. Oh, you guys want secret Easter eggs throughout the main menu and the rest of the game? We fucking got you, bro. That being said, this is the only Black Ops I like.
Well, yeah,
You didn't like Black Ops 2
No, I didn't.
or 3
No, I didn't.
or 4?
No, I didn't. None of them. Fuck them. Or Cold War? No, didn't fucking like it. What's his name? Mason?
Mason.
Yep, Alex Mason.
Alex? Oh, God, I forgot about that.
Yep.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's another decent story. This is still when it was going back and forth between Infinity Ward and Treyarch. This was also because the shit was going down with Infinity Ward. So I think because which one came after this? In Modern Warfare 3.
Either that, yeah, I think it had to be that or Advanced
It was Black Ops 2
Advanced
after
Warfare.
that.
Because then Sledgehammer gets in the mix somewhere around here, somewhere
That's
close,
Advanced Warfare, isn't it?
somewhere. It's coming up. It'll be
It gets crazy.
It'll be soon. But guys, what can we say about a Call of Duty?
It's basically the equivalent of the sports games. You remove one feature, you add two.
It looks great, and the story does suck you in on this one.
I would say it's one thing that at least Call of Duty has over your sports games is that when it comes to like at least story, obviously you can't really have a story in sports unless you do like a my player or coach or whatever. This is like, the bread and butter at that point.
I don't know. The zombies got a lot of attention.
Oh yeah,
around
zombies.
this time.
Well, then don't forget, this was with the zombies where you had to play the campaign first to unlock it.
I always hate that. Just give me the whole game. Like I paid
100%.
It's
But
not
I
like
remember.
it's not like I paid $20 and the game's like, fuck you, you don't get zombies. It's like, no, I paid $60 and the game's like, fuck you, you don't get zombies yet.
I literally remember getting it day one, beating the campaign to play zombies, going over to our friend Ryan's house, going to play it, and then finding out my memory was corrupted and had to redo it all. So I sat there for 2 hours, beating the campaign again, then finally play zombies.
I can't see myself jumping back into a Call of Duty ever again.
Part of me wants Modern Warfare 2 remastered, but I'm not going to drop $60 for it.
Don't
and
do
if
it,
I get
Josh.
it, it's going to be through Steam and it's going to be
then-
on sale.
I didn't have to use a whole terabyte of memory.
Yeah.
I have to clear my flash drive. You just reminded me.
You know it's gotten bad when they're like, hey, so do you just want to download the campaign, download the multiplayer, or download zombies?
Listen, we
It's all
just know
those
you're here.
shaders, man.
Each.
We know
You
you're
like
just here for your
shaders?
Warzone shit.
We got shaders, man.
Hey, you want to play this right now? Well, we know you just did the update, but we have the shader update. It's going to take about 3 hours, really 72 hours. By the time you finally can play, we're going to do a whole new one. So just, don't play.
Hey, big boy, you want to see my shaders? All right, what do you guys say we do the news?
Let's do it.
News.
Read all about it. Latest football scores. Morning paper. Morning Star. Paper, mister?
It's time for old news.
Time. Here we go. October 22nd through the 23rd, BlizzCon 2010 was held at Anaheim Convention Center in Anaheim, California. Thank you for clearing that up, Josh. I was concerned I wasn't going to know where the Anaheim zone center was.
It's the quick
I
thing.
mean, is there another Anaheim? I'm sure there is.
Yes, there is another Anaheim. So with this one, they released or revealed the 5th playable Diablo 3 class, which was the Demon Hunter.
Okay.
You had the StarCraft II modification, which was the Blizzard Dota at the time, which later turned into Heroes of the Storm.
R.I.P.
And then they had Diablo 3,
I love
StarCraft
that
II,
game.
Wings of Liberty, and Warcraft Cataclysm was playable. And then to close out the event, Tenacious D
Oh, God.
played for the closing concert with Dave Grohl.
Okay. All right. I'm
That's
here
pretty
for that.
cool.
I'm here for that.
I'll give Blizzard one thing. When it comes to their early BlizzCon shit, it's actually really cool.
And now it's not cool at all.
It's like, oh
Not
god.
cool.
And then the
Anti-
sorry, go ahead.
But I was gonna make a joke. I'll leave it for later.
Save it for later. And then
Save it for later.
To finish the year, November 4th through the 7th, Microsoft Connect launches worldwide, starting in North America, and it was very underwhelming.
Oh, the Kinect.
So my one thing with the Kinect, and it still cracks me up to this day, is I found out from playing Madden specifically, because I remember Madden was like one of the first ones to like bring it on, like, oh, use the Kinect to play the game. You could literally, if you had somebody playing like their headset through the stereo at your house, you could literally yell "spike" and it would spike on you. If you had a Kinect, it would spike on the ground, and then people are getting pissed about that.
You could yell vulgarities and it would flag them for the vulgarities.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about you. Could, yeah, they would tee you up in basketball. I forgot it. That was like the one cool thing about it.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, to learn to distinguish between like me, my voice talking now, and through an actual stereo. Like there should be a distinguishable. Like, I don't think that person's there. I'm not going to do that.
It was new to them. It was bad though.
Very bad.
Jake, you ready for memes?
Me.
Time.
I love that he cuts out every time that happens. All right, Jake, what's our meme today?
Meme. Okay, you know, you got your classic one. You know, you got the manga, you got the anime, then you got the Netflix adaptation.
So for those who are listening, it is the Meat Boy from Super Meat Boy, and it says manga next to him, and then you have Meat Boy from the new Super Meat Boy. The art direction's changed on it, and that says anime next to it, and then just a piece of meat just says Netflix adaptation.
I mean, it reminds me of the piece of meat Netflix adaptation. It reminds me of this stupid movie called Rubber, where apparently a serial killer like dies and he gets reincarnated as a damn tire and he kills everyone.
I've seen it before. It's terrible.
It's awful.
Ugh. All right, so we've got a speed cap. Josh is doing StarCraft II, Wings of Liberty. We're going to do that as soon as we get set up for it, and we will be right back. We are back. Josh is going to do the speed cap for StarCraft II, Wings. I almost call it Sons of Liberty every time. It's Wings of Liberty. 5 minutes to get through everything. I have the scorecard here. Josh cannot see this. This is for the audience at home. We'll also have a PDF version of this up. Right now, the PDF version I have is vertical, and I got to fix that. Josh, my only word of advice is you don't have to get too crazy about the details. Just make sure you say your name, say them loud and clear so we can all hear them. Any last words?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and apologize now, guys. This is StarCraft, and their plots and everything are hella confusing, and there's too many characters.
Too many characters. All right, I'm gonna hit start. When you see the clock at 5, take off. Say when, Josh. Say when.
When?
All right. Good luck, sir. I wish you all the luck. And go.
Okay. So if I remember correctly, this takes place. It's after, I think, 4 years after the Brood War. The Dominion is kind of like the top dog. Like they came back as like the top power of this particular place. I can't remember exactly all the details. Anyway, so moving on, you find out like, yeah, they might be top dog, but because of the war, they are basically kind of like literally nothing. Like their army's reduced, and all their budget is like going towards like stuff other than, you know, rebuilding their army. So it's basically like, okay, yeah, guys, we're gonna go ahead and just, you know, kind of do our thing. We're gonna hunt down these rebel forces and yeah, kind of do what you want. So basically, from there, you find out that there is guy who is a character. I think it was like Raynor or something. Basically, he formed like a group of raiders or rebels who wants to overthrow the Dominion Emperor. God, it's like Men. It's like Men SG or something, or Mensk or something like that. It's like something weird. Anyway, so on a particular. Oh God, this is where I start to get confused. Like I said, this is really confusing. And things don't make it easy. There's other weird names, weird characters, weird groups, and there's just too many. So something happens with an artifact. It's like It's like the Zell something artifact. I couldn't tell you to save my life at this point. Basically, yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna skip forward to the next part because I'm just drawing blanks because all the names start to run in. With oh god, yeah, this sucks, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
You can
I'm
forfeit.
dying
You can
here.
forfeit your time.
I feel like I almost have to because like I can't remember what happens, but at some point, I think like Raynor ends up like collecting all the pieces of the artifact, the Zell whatever artifact, and as he's just about to finish, he ends up fighting like it rhymes with Mobius, something like that. Mobius Foundation, rendezvous point. He gets there and he finds out that the Mobius Foundation is under the control of Valerian Bence. It's basically the Emperor's son, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm trying to show that I'm trying to show Daddy that he can trust me. I'm a good boy. I can do everything he wants, and I can do it better. I'm successful. I can be a worthy successor." And then basically says, "Hey, so if you help me invade like this other group and restore humanity to this, wherever we're at exactly, yeah, basically we'll be good." And he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, sure, I guess." So, yeah, I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna forfeit because at this point it's, God, it was StarCraft 2, and I'm not gonna lie, I got so confused. I had to actually look up YouTube videos.
And you still did
not
shit. Do you confirm? Do you confirm you give up the rest of your time?
I have a minute 20. I suffered this long. Yeah, I give up.
All right.
I know I failed. This was
is
so
the
bad.
most
He's giving it
disgusting
up.
thing I've ever had to go through.
This is the worst. We're putting this in the record book. Is the worst speed cap of all time.
What did you expect? It's literally StarCraft.
Okay, so I don't mess around with half points. I do not mess around with half points. I do not. You either go all in or you get none. So let's see here. You mentioned 4 years after Brood War. You got that. Who is the dominant Terran power? You said the Dominion. You mentioned Jim Raynor. You mentioned Raynor's Raiders. Technically, I shouldn't give it to you because you just said his Raiders, but I'm feeling nice. And you're already terrible. Purpose of RR was to overthrow Dominion, Emperor Arcturus Manx, and then you mentioned his son, Valerian Manx. So let me score this up.
That's so bad.
Josh.
Man, you're gonna get punished.
15 points.
Oh.
An
Oh,
all-time
man.
low.
Whoever's next gets the worst possible. Like, this was hard, guys. I don't know.
Whoever's next. I'm next.
So, Josh, first of all, Jake gets to pick his own game. So, Jake, be thinking about that for next week. Like, you'll pick the game next week, and you'll do it in 2
I'll
weeks.
get the most difficult quiz possible.
And
All
then,
the
Josh,
games suck.
I think you need a punishment. See, look, your clock is still going. We went through that score so fast.
Oh my god, so bad.
Your time is up.
Oh, man.
Josh,
Time
your
is up.
punishment is I want you to write an apology letter to start the show next week for all the StarCraft II fans. Make sure you do that.
Okay. All right.
You owe them an apology. You fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked them.
Cue the sad music.
They are fucked.
Only if I have one request then. Can I get the Jimmy Fallon Memento music in the background?
I'll
Or
look
is
it
it
up.
Jimmy Fallon? Is it Jimmy Fallon?
It's Jimmy Fallon. He does the
Yeah.
thank you notes.
Copyright.
Yes.
That's I think we can do a pretty good job. If we can't get the real thing, we can get super
I don't need
close.
the real thing, just something really close.
We can get something really close. Josh,
I
You've
get you
embarrassed-
sad music.
you've embarrassed yourself. You've embarrassed StarCraft 2 players. You've embarrassed us. So next week, start of the show, Josh is doing an apology letter to StarCraft 2, and really to me and Jake as well, because I put a lot of work into that scorecard right before the show. It took me like 5 minutes, and I'm
Pathetic.
pissed. I'm fucking pissed.
Oh, now you know how I feel on a daily basis.
And then next week I'll pick the subject. You're not gonna have time for a quiz because you're doing this apology letter. We'll do like our three favorite, like we did bosses. We'll find something. We'll find something. All right. So everybody, come next week. We'll be doing 2011 Q1. It's already looking like a steamer over here, but we'll get through it. As always, you can find me on at Twitch at Nick Fat Night, on Twitter at That Kaufman. Not streaming a lot right now. Check out my YouTube. It's Nick Fat Night. It's where all my stuff's going. Jake, where can the people find you?
At Jakey Boy Kaufman. You know, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, OnlyFans, you know, everything.
Josh, where can the StarCraft II fans throw shit at you?
You can find me on the StarCraft II comment boards and the Reddit sub posts and all that. So,
and where can they find you when you're not there?
You can find me at Reddit at BigGuy362.
Oh, he's still doing the bit. He's still doing the bit. He doesn't want to plug himself anymore.
Nick's reaction. He's like, "Come on, got to edit this out."
You can find me on Twitter at IamJoshSang. Twitch is kind of on a standstill. So.
On a standstill.
There's gonna be a moment. There's gonna be a moment where I'm just gonna like just keep on saying shit, and Nick's gonna have to deal with it.
I'm just gonna have to edit it out, like I always do. Like I always do with your shit, Jake. As always, thank you to Alex Marvin Clark for his song Hunt Him Down that we use as our intro and outro. Also, thanks to the Trident Network for hosting us. Guys, this has been Smashing Game Time. We hope you had a smashing great time, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Have a wonderful time.
Toodles, bye.